Many people feel as though they have been handed a life sentence the day they receive a high blood sugar medical report. Carrying a sense of profound tragedy and utter despair, they make a decision that inflicts massive physiological and psychological trauma. They ruthlessly and coldly banish white rice, chewy noodles, soft potatoes, and even all sweet fresh fruits from their dining tables forever. They firmly believe in an incredibly simple, yet incredibly cruel logic. As long as they completely eliminate carbohydrates and endure days of extreme hunger, their blood sugar markers will automatically return to normal. But today, I must completely shatter the laziest, most deceitful, and most anti-human lie in modern nutrition. Carbohydrates themselves are absolutely not the poison destroying your health. The reason a small bowl of white rice mercilessly pushes you onto a blood sugar roller coaster and leaves you feeling profoundly exhausted after a meal is not because rice carries some inherent original sin. It is because, for the past few decades, you have been constantly eating defenseless, naked carbohydrates. When you take a large bite of unprotected white rice on an empty stomach, it faces absolutely no resistance from dietary fiber, nor is it wrapped in healthy fats. It marches straight through your gastrointestinal tract, instantly breaking down into the purest glucose, violently crashing into your bloodstream like a catastrophic tsunami without any warning. Faced with this sudden tsunami of sugar, your pancreas is forced into frantic overtime, panicking to secrete massive amounts of insulin in a desperate attempt to open the floodgates. Simultaneously, the muscle and liver cells in your body, due to long-term metabolic dysfunction and the accumulation of visceral fat, have turned into shriveled, clotted sponges covered in a thick layer of grease. They turn a completely deaf ear to the knock sent by the high concentration of insulin in your blood, utterly failing to absorb these rampant sugars. Therefore, the fastest and most permanent way to lower your blood sugar is absolutely not relying on cruel fasting, anti-human self-abuse, or the complete withdrawal of the carbohydrate delicacies you rely on and love. Instead, you must learn to utilize a biohacker mindset to strategically add specific hacker foods with special pharmacological effects into your existing diet. These foods act like the most impenetrable armor, putting heavy-duty bulletproof vests on your carbohydrates. They can even, at the most microscopic physical level, completely scrub your cells clean, transforming them back into soft, highly absorbent super sponges. In this in-depth analysis, I will guide you step by step on how to use 6 of the most common and incredibly cheap foods to completely rewrite your underlying metabolic code from the molecular level. The first nuclear-level food is pure matcha, the invisible amylase handcuff wandering through your digestive tract. You might have always thought that drinking green tea is just to wake you up in the morning, or to scrape some grease from your stomach. But in the realm of advanced clinical blood sugar control, high-quality matcha is the ultimate carbohydrate nemesis. The very moment you bite into a piece of soft bread, a biological pair of scissors in your saliva and gut called alpha amylase instantly goes crazy, chopping the starch into countless glucose molecules. However, matcha contains an extremely high and powerful concentration of a polyphenol compound called epigallocatechin gallate. This difficult-to-pronounce plant compound is not just a regular antioxidant. It acts directly at the molecular level to firmly lock the blades of these amylase scissors. Top-tier clinical research proves that drinking a concentrated cup of matcha before consuming carbohydrates can cause the activity of these biological scissors to instantly plummet by up to 30%. Because the starch cannot be rapidly chopped up, the sugar loses the ability to form a tsunami and can only seep into your blood circulation like a trickling stream in an extremely slow, completely controlled manner. Your originally terrifying post-meal blood sugar peak, which used to look like a steep cliff, is thus gently flattened straight from the source by matcha. The second food is cooled potatoes or overnight rice, which bring you an unbelievable magical carbohydrate reorganization. You heard that right. You can still take big bites of your beloved rice and potatoes, but the ultimate biological secret here is entirely hidden in the change of temperature. When starch-rich foods are thoroughly cooked in boiling water and then immediately refrigerated for over 12 hours, their molecular structure undergoes a highly magical physical reorganization, medically known as starch retrogradation. After refrigeration, it tightly crystallizes into an extremely tough substance that even stomach acid cannot easily break down, called resistant starch. Resistant starch earns its commanding name because it completely resists human digestion and absorption in the small intestine and will absolutely not convert into free glucose in your bloodstream. Instead, like an armored train fully loaded with supplies, it passes through the small intestine completely unscathed, dropping straight into your large intestine to become a top-tier Michelin feast for your beneficial gut flora. When the probiotics in your gut frantically devour this resistant starch, they happily excrete an extremely powerful short-chain fatty acid called butyrate. These butyrate molecules directly penetrate the intestinal wall into the bloodstream, transforming into top-tier mechanics of the microscopic world, repairing your damaged and inflamed insulin receptors from the very bottom up. By simply swapping a bowl of piping hot, freshly cooked rice for reheated cold rice that was refrigerated overnight, the blood sugar-raising carbohydrates you ingest instantly drop by 20%. It even simultaneously repairs your badly damaged intestinal mucosal barrier, firmly blocking those toxins that trigger systemic inflammation outside your blood vessels. The third food is bitter melon, the skeleton key that directly kicks open the back door of cellular energy. In the serious functional medicine community, this vegetable, covered in ugly bumps and overwhelmingly bitter, is generously and universally recognized by medical experts as nature's metformin. When your cells develop severe resistance to insulin, the front door through which they absorb blood sugar is tightly locked by multiple giant padlocks. Bitter melon does not waste time gently knocking on that front door. Carrying explosives, it directly helps you violently pry open the back door of the cell. Bitter melon contains high concentrations of charantin and polypeptide substances, two miraculous plant components that can forcefully activate a master energy switch in your body called AMP-activated protein kinase. Once this absolutely critical energy switch is flipped, your skeletal muscle cells biologically experience a strong illusion, mistakenly believing you are sprinting 100 meters while drenched in sweat. So even if you are comfortably lying on the sofa watching TV at this moment, your muscles will act like a wild wolf that has been starving for 3 days, actively and frantically sucking the glucose from your blood into the cells to burn as fuel. By strategically enduring the bitterness of bitter melon 2 to 3 times a week, you are actually putting your entire metabolic system through an invisible, ultra-high-intensity aerobic resistance workout. The fourth food is extra virgin olive oil, which serves as the ultimate liquid bulletproof vest for your carbohydrates. If you must attend a gathering today and have to eat a large bowl of ramen or several thick slices of toasted bread, please make sure to heavily drizzle a generous spoonful of authentic extra virgin olive oil right over it. The high-quality oleic acid rich in olive oil rapidly forms an extremely smooth and thick protective lipid film on the surface of your stomach lining and the chewed-up food. Physically, this film greatly delays the speed at which your stomach empties its contents, releasing the food into your intestines bit by bit, just like squeezing toothpaste. More importantly, on a chemical and endocrine level, it strongly triggers your gut to secrete an incredibly powerful satiety hormone. That is right, this is the exact same natural endogenous hormone, precisely mimicked by the astronomically expensive weight loss injections currently sweeping the globe and highly sought after by countless billionaires. Pouring a generous amount of olive oil not only flattens your blood sugar curve to be as safe and stable as a vast plain, it also sends a massive satiety signal directly to your brain, causing you to lose absolutely all desire for any highly processed sugary snacks for the next 4 hours. The fifth food is freshly ground flaxseed, which lays down an incredibly sticky maze throughout your entire digestive tract. Please pay strict attention to a life or death detail. It must be freshly ground flaxseed powder, because your body absolutely lacks the ability to digest the hard outer shell of the whole seed. If olive oil is the bulletproof vest for carbohydrates, then flaxseed powder is an incredibly dense speed bump net deployed throughout your long digestive tract. Flaxseed powder is packed with extremely high concentrations of viscous soluble dietary fiber and incredibly precious plant lignans. When this unassuming powder mixes with the acidic gastric juices in your stomach, it instantly undergoes a stunning expansion. It forms a highly viscous, glue-like gel matrix that tightly entangles and firmly wraps the rice, noodles, and other rapidly moving carbohydrates right in its center. Your body's digestive juices must now painstakingly and slowly penetrate this thick mucus net, like navigating a maze through a muddy swamp, to convert the food inside into sugar little by little. Every morning, simply stir 2 heaping tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed powder vigorously into your unsweetened Greek yogurt or a bowl of whole grain oatmeal. Without lifting a finger, you can perfectly suppress the massive blood sugar fluctuations of your morning to the absolute minimum limit of human physiology. The 6th food is real, all-natural fermented yogurt, the elite special forces airdropped into your microbiome battlefield. Your daily blood sugar fluctuation level is absolutely not determined solely by the few bites of food you put in your mouth today. It is fully dictated by the trillions of microscopic troops constantly multiplying in your gut every single moment. Long-term binge eating, extreme chronic stress, and a diet high in sugar and fat have long filled your gut with harmful bacteria that crave sugar and constantly release inflammatory toxins throughout your body. But unpasteurized, all-natural fermented dairy possesses dozens of times more highly aggressive active probiotic strains than the industrial yogurt sitting on ordinary supermarket shelves. Drinking a cup of sour and pungent all-natural fermented yogurt is like directly airdropping a fully armed, invincible, elite special forces unit right into your gut's meat grinder battlefield. These incredibly fierce probiotics can annihilate harmful bacteria at breakneck speed, forcefully reshaping your gut microecology. They significantly lower the systemic chronic inflammation spread throughout your body, thoroughly wiping away the thick shadow of inflammation covering the surface of your cells. This enables those stubborn cells which previously turned a deaf ear to insulin's knocking to regain highly sensitive hearing and obediently open their doors to welcome glucose inside once again. Now, do you finally and completely understand the core truth of regaining metabolic dominance? Safely, effectively, and permanently lowering your blood sugar has never been, and absolutely should never be, a cruel survival competition of who can endure hunger or suffer the most psychological torment. This is an incredibly brilliant hacker operation filled with scientific wisdom, designed to completely rewrite the corrupted foundational metabolic code of your body by precisely adding patch foods. Use rich matcha to firmly lock down the frantic starch-degrading enzymes. Use overnight cold rice to generously feed the dying repair bacteria in your gut. Use extremely bitter melon to forcefully pull down the master energy consumption switch inside your cells. Use extra virgin olive oil and flaxseed powder to lay down an unbreakable massive speed bump net for your fragile stomach and intestines. You absolutely do not need to tearfully and desperately abandon all the foods you love that bring happiness to your exhausted life. You just need to learn to utilize nature's weapons and put a thick layer of biological armor on them. When you wake up tomorrow morning, absolutely do not try to punish yourself by going hungry ever again. Boldly add a heaping spoonful of thick, freshly ground flaxseed powder to your nutritious breakfast. At noon, eat a serving of cold tossed bitter melon drenched in extra virgin olive oil with complete peace of mind. In the lazy, tiring afternoon, do not touch milk tea. Instead, quietly brew yourself a rich cup of matcha. Give your body just 14 days executing this metabolic hacker protocol with the utmost uncompromising discipline. The numbers jumping on the screen of your blood glucose meter will clearly and unmistakably show you an absolute medical miracle of perfectly reversing your health without starving or suffering.